Hey guys, we'll get started in just a few minutes. AR, why don't you try saying a few words? And they cannot hear you. It appears OBS reset that input.
I'm gonna take that as your fault.
I believe they can hear you now.
Fucking horn.
Okay.
No, for some reason I can never figure out why. Sometimes if I go into OBS without my headset plugged in, it will reset the input and outputs, and other times it will not. And I cannot figure out why. Okay, try saying a few words just so I can make sure again.
The OBS gods are random.
Yeah, there you are. Dev, few words.
OBS is a dirty, dirty girl.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what I expected Dev to say. I expected inappropriate. I wasn't prepared for that mentally. Like, I was like stealing myself for random cursing or so forth.
There was a TikTok from one of the creators of Phineas and Ferb who was showing off his Emmys and described one of the Emmys as a dirty, dirty girl.
Is that the one that had the hissy fit a week or two ago?
I don't know if I caught that one.
Okay. Do you know the website Hard Drive?
I've heard of it, yeah.
It writes like really obvious parody articles about cartoons and games. It was some article, it's like, and a quote from blah, 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 the creator Phineas and Ferb, and like he started flipping out on Twitter. I didn't say that. How dare you? And then he's like saying he's sending DMCAs and other stuff, like reporting posts and stuff on Twitter. Like he was getting super upset about it. It was just fucking hilarious. Oh, wait, okay, I found it. Wait, I'm gonna link this to you because you're just gonna die laughing.
Back up through that.
It's not it's something you could have taken for being real. It's not like, person says racist thing.
No.
It's literally so purposely cartoonish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, you guys ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the With the Will podcast. We're here to entertain and inform about while talking about Digimon. I'm Mark Run with the Will.
I'm AR Pulver, and I too don't understand why anyone would willingly go off the grid.
I'm DevQ, and I'm shamelessly playing Pokemon Legends Arceus while on this podcast.
Some
common refrain for this weekend.
Sometimes a question gets sent in and I don't answer it, and I feel like that means I have to answer it ad hoc right now. Someone goes, would you recommend Dev or AR to work on an anime release with you saying they could do it? And the answer is probably no, because I have too many recordings of them saying they're not paying attention and they're not doing anything. There's too much of a track.
Yeah, are we talking QA work? Because I get enough of that at my real job.
No, not QA work. Work in general, where, like, if I have to go, oh, no, this person's great, they can do the work. I have hundreds of hours of recordings of both of them going, yeah, I'm not doing shit.
Oh no, I have plenty of attention to detail when I'm getting paid for it.
Same, because like my entire job is handling artwork and not destroying it.
Yes, but that's the thing is paid or not, we have recordings of you guys not paying attention.
Yeah, part of my real job is QA, like verifying stuff for the place I work for. So yeah, no, I do have to pay attention to detail when I'm that job, but then I'm on the clock, so it's different.
Now this conversation's actually very relevant to the episode because it was very hard to pay attention to this fucking episode because god damn the show's really not interested in shit at this point. The
I
show
was in the middle of a I watched this in the middle of with a live stream with friends, so
the show is not interested in doing anything.
it is not. This was a baseline default Ghost Game episode. This was a flat C the whole way.
No, and I've said it before. This episode 100% is, oh, we had an exciting 13 episode arc. Now we need a cooldown before the next arc begins. Except there's one issue.
They didn't have an exciting 13 episode arc.
No. But like but this is 100% that cooldown episode that you would have where, okay, bad things happened. We're going to go off camping and leave everything behind because that's what you do in, action anime.
And the camping episode of like Tamers, that was more exciting than this, and basically the same thing happened.
But
like just as little happened in that episode.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I'm even skimming through what I wrote. It's like, wow, nothing actually happens in this episode. That's like the most interesting thing is haha, cute Gamamon fishing.
Yeah, Gamamon camping. It's like, okay, that was kind of cute.
And
yeah, the only entertaining part is really going like, okay, he's actually like leaving his phone. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah, it's weird that
no. He didn't leave his phone.
No, he left. He went off the grid basically.
Yeah, he went. But that's also where the show. That's also where like I keep going. Do the people who work on the show understand technology? Because I can't fucking tell sometimes.
But I'm with you there. I'm with Dev there. With like that was one of the more entertaining parts of the episode, and honestly, it was funnier that she said that than anything she did in her previous episode. But it's weird because that's like one of the most structurally flawed parts. The whole idea that Kiyashiro and Rudy would actually track him down just because he clearly intentionally went off the grid for a couple days.
Well, odder is how long was he actually gone for before they started doing that? Because they don't talk every day.
It could only be a day or two.
Yeah, episodes make clear that they don't always talk to each other. So I don't understand, like, he can't have been missing it. And even Kiyoshiro's, like, he probably just wants to fucking be left alone.
Yeah, it's the whole premise of them tracking.
Neither does Jellymon.
Yeah, the whole premise of them tracking him down makes absolutely no sense, but it's one of the most entertaining parts of the episode, which is sad.
Well, it kind of makes sense. It's like they're like, oh, okay, I guess he's fine. Oh, that place is supposed to be haunted. Let's go there too.
I would like technology in this weirdo universe to be clarified because it's literally like 5 seconds into the future, but then you have weird shit that doesn't make sense and they don't clarify. Like, can he not take a picture with his camera?
No, he absolutely, yeah. That is something phones can do. You can take picture without having it uploaded to the cloud.
And like, here's the thing: that's a little stupid thing, but that's such a normal thing to do that it literally just rips out of the episode. Going, wait, what do you mean he can't take a picture because he has no reception?
But it isn't though. I take pictures all the time before I upload them. Sometimes,
no. What I mean is they can't do that in the show because that's that would be such a little thing if it wasn't something people did every day, taking pictures with their phone.
Yeah, you have to comment on that more if that really is a thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If it meant like his phone wouldn't, like the camera wouldn't function.
No,
signal.
That's what we're saying. As far as the episode implies, he cannot use the camera without a signal.
Yeah, which makes no sense.
I wonder if it's like a cloud-based app.
Yeah, it's like we can't decide whether or not that makes sense or not because we don't have enough information.
That's where you need to stop and have someone, even if it's just him saying something, just say, "Oh, damn, the cloud camera doesn't work." Just something.
Yeah.
Even if it's stupid. And hey, look, it's a tree.
Draymond!
It's absolutely hilarious timing because in my game I just walked into a pseudo widow.
Who's more? I was gonna ask who's more menacing, but is there anything menacing about a pseudo Wudo?
Oh, and apparently he's running at you
And
with gleaming red eyes a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
Arceus.
and the episode had
Anything's a death trap.
and the episode has the true horror for people who don't pay attention to the brand. Agumon shows up.
With a shell.
Yes. And it's Agumon. Savers Agumon, that is.
Also talking like an asshole.
Yeah, kind of.
I found people's reaction to him very odd. They're like, "Oh, he's saving people." No, he's not.
No,
He
he's
doesn't.
not.
He doesn't give a shit. He's moving them out of the way so someone else can't eat them, because that would make that person stronger. He's not being helpful.
That said, the Rangers were very nonplussed about people disappearing. It's like they're not paying their bills, so we have to charge in advance now. Woe is us.
Because plot-wise, if they actually thought something was going on, it wouldn't actually make sense to let Hiro in.
If they actually cared, they maybe wouldn't let this 14-year-old go unattended. Yeah. What was up with Hiro not trying not to react to the whole "oh, your dad's not with you this year"?
Yeah, I don't.
Trying to play, like what are we trying to glean from that? Because I feel like we're supposed to glean something from that.
What we're supposed to glean is the show going, see, plot, when it didn't.
It really didn't.
Like, hey, we kind of acknowledge that your parent isn't here in some form.
Except the thing is we got an update on that like in the for the last 2 episodes or so in a row. Like
where it's like we're now at the point where I don't know if Hiro really cares about his dad much at all. Like I think he wants him back just for the sake of closure, and that's it.
And then,
or just to, like, throw a newspaper at him or something.
Yeah, he just wants to get him. He just wants to get him home so we can beat the crap out of him.
Do you like how? So everyone shows up to help, and Goremon's helicoptering them in, and Jellymon, like, she spent time to set herself up under the ground for a gag. Like everyone's rushing in, but somehow Jellymon like prepared herself underground and pops up, and hey, everyone evolves, and then oddly for like 1 minute the animation in the episode wasn't kind of weird looking.
Like, yeah, the rest of it was like,
and it's that
really super budget. There were several scenes where they just took a still frame and shook it around.
Oh no, I'm fine with that, but like stuff like Hiro's his eyelashes, his eyebrows were kind of like weird for a good chunk of the episode.
He was pretty off model.
Yeah. And then for that 1 minute of animation, it's that one Dragon Ball anime. Everyone goes, "It's so gorgeous," but every time it's just like the same thing with like when we saw it with Taichi like 2 different times in Adventure 2020, where it's like the shaking shot.
Yep.
Yeah, I just don't have much to say about this episode.
No, it really, like last week.
Oh, thank God it's over.
Yeah, well, like last week was an episode that had no business being disappointing, and it was extremely disappointing. This episode had no business being good, and it just wasn't. Like it.
Oh God! See, the episode was so boring. I didn't even talk about the weirdest, most annoying part: them actually hiding stuff in the fog. Because then they didn't have to detail anything. It's like, man, green fog, red fog feels like the N64.
Yeah.
and then
Superman 60 playing too much Superman 64 again.
And then Jiraimon's like, "I'll get you next time. Gotcha. Next time." And then Sambara Agumon's like, 50 to 100 years, no worries. It's like, man, we not only get the exit again, we actually have one of the characters stopping them. Nah, they're not gonna fucking show up ever again. And whether he shows up or not, that's like cutting off an already unfulfilling ending.
What's really weird is that this is probably like the most sensible of the villain walks away and the victims are randomly freed endings. Like everything kind of makes sense given Jiraimon's motivations and how the people disappeared in the first place. But because it had been used so many times before, it's still crap.
Yeah. And that's kind of the episode. It's kind of crap.
Like, okay, that's a thing that I watched.
I still think logically we have to be almost to the point where like toys are going to start coming out for spring and the show has to actually amp up at that point.
Yeah,
it's like
it
please give
does.
me things.
It does still sort of feel like they're building to something. We just need it to get
Well,
there.
see, that's the thing. I don't know if it feels like it's building to something or if it's just we kind of still have hope.
Looking at it, looking at it, the conclusion is that they're building to something. It just doesn't feel like it. Maybe that's the more accurate way of putting it.
Yeah.
Like, I swear, they, looking at everything that is happening, it does certainly appear that they are going to do something with all this.
Well, but that's what I mean, like,
it's just not feeling it.
But that's what I mean, like, when these endings happen, we go, okay, that's an ally that will come back. That's an enemy that will come back. But then we literally have an enemy leaving, and they stop the end of the episode to go, no, he's not going to come back.
They're not coming back.
And it's like, so...
And we have so many of these enemies already, it's like, get in line.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Doraemon will come back to get his revenge after Dracmon does, and after Zasamon does, and after Phallusmon does.
And the problem is the response is always, well, Clockmon did. I get
yeah. And then when Clockmon actually did, it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I guess you guys are kind of nice. I can't murder the shit out of you anymore.
So we had Doraemon with Shin Aomori, who has not done Digimon before. A lot of stuff in Dragon Ball and One Piece, though. And like we said, Mori Shellmon is Taiki Matsuno, who is Agumon from Savers and the narrator. And also that weird Lucemon in Cross Wars that people oddly remember fucking well.
Oh, yeah.
It was really entertaining.
No, but that's what I mean. Like,
that was an effed up arc. I loved it.
Did somebody beep?
I did not, no.
That was weird. I thought I heard a beep noise. Yeah, it's weird because everyone remembers that Lucemon really fucking well. Even though it was not like that long or that crazy for Cross Wars, but people will just remember that.
It's just kind of a very lot of stuff going on with that arc. It's pretty interesting.
And then next week we get Icy Hell with everyone's favorite. I think most people have decided that visually it's Frozomon, which continues the long-standing adventure and Ghost Game tradition of the new and or weirdly interesting old and doesn't show up cameo. So this week we got Mori Shellmon, and next week get Frozomon. I would really like to see Frozomon. I love that design so much.
Same.
It's just everything about that design I like. I would like to see it do something useful.
I'm keeping my standards low.
Yeah, I'm not getting.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying my hopes up.
Next week's gonna be useful.
I'm saying I would like it to be. And then the thing, if I could get away with not actually writing these up, I would, because it's a pain to explain it. It's a pain to deal with it. It's a pain to have people reading through it trying to understand it. The only reason I still do it is if I don't, someone else is going to who really doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, someone else is going to do it poorly.
And as we've seen, man, people actually really read these really badly, and it's not shocking because these aren't really meant to be like. These aren't.
This is a very brief synopsis, honestly.
Yeah. Toei's fiscal report for quarter 3, and the fun part is I'm not gonna say what part. I will leave it to people to figure out. One of the things I wrote down, if you look carefully, you would think it would be some of the biggest news for clickbaiters to post about, and they haven't fucking noticed it because they don't actually read.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So let's go over the various stuff, but we won't point out what the wink wink moment is,
right?
Because because here's the thing. I generally, when I report the news, I will just report the news. Unless there's something very worth mentioning and I'm 100% sure of, I leave it for people to figure out themselves, which means that sometimes very small details are missed. So let's look first. Copyright business is up 14%. That's actually really fucking good, especially since they specifically mentioned Digimon Adventure merchandise. Like, that's a bullet point for their merchandise stuff going up. Other business mentions 62% increase. This is stuff like events and junk like that. That going up 62% is specific to Pretty Cure Digimon Adventure. They actually point out that while it went up 62%, it's still down profit-wise, and that makes sense because it's up. It's up because they couldn't do them, and they were able to do some as Adventure was ending, as Pretty Cure was still running. But it's still not like where they actually want it to be because how much have they actually done?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they mentioned Digimon Adventure sales in North America. Big increase there. Apps, merchandise. I
mean, yeah, because I can just walk into like a Target or GameStop or a whole bunch of other just like big box stores and like, hey, there's Digimon shit on the shelves.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's significant now. Ghost Game, they mentioned it started. New Century, they mentioned New Century doing really well in China. Survived gets its little nonsense listing that people think. Survive gets its little nonsense mentioning under the something after first quarter, maybe, and people think that means it's going to come out next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, but actual, like, if you go through the actual the limited financials we actually have, it's past Sailor Moon at this point. Like, not even questionably. Some of the other brands, it's harder to tell. Stuff like Slam Dunk, Saint Seiya, Pretty Cure, because it only shows the top 4 in each in various categories. I think it's 4. So Digimon will show up in one, Sailor Moon will show up in a different one. So trying to come up with numbers means you're looking at what the bottom number is, and very interesting stuff there. At this point, it is basically what they actually said their goal was as Tri was ending was they got the fans back. Now it kind of has to become the self-sustaining machine.
Yeah.
And this is actually beyond that point, which is really fucking interesting. And the best part is, you would think that's the part I was talking about, but it's not. And hey, look, it's time to move on to. We knew we'd get something D-Ark related. Kind of a surprise. Because we kind of went, okay, it will be the CSA and we don't care, or it will be the adventuring Digivice type one, and some people will care and others won't. And instead, they made like a really badass super CSA, and I like.
Yeah. It's a little stronger than what we thought.
I was just expecting like D-Ark version 20th, where it's just like, oh, okay,
so here's the thing.
Add some more
and look, look, they actually did one for all 3 of them.
So here's the thing about the idea of it being the adventure one. I think we went over it last week. I just don't fully remember. Because it was the 20th anniversary, it was possible. It always felt unlikely because it is one of the few LCD game things we know that we can be reasonably sure it failed. Because it is the only one of those 15th anniversary ones that they didn't do the third model of, and then they just stopped and did not do them anymore.
Yep.
It is the one time we can actually reasonably guess that an LCD toy properly failed. And you might go, well, what about this? This is very much different. This is very much more of a collector's thing, because
it's gorgeous. And
it's really fucking nice looking. The other interesting thing is the screen is. I'm interested in seeing what kind of resolution the screen actually is, because they call it high resolution. And interestingly, it's round in there, so it can actually do not actually the hologram thing, but like the shape.
Yeah.
Like the Digimon analyzer and the little map.
And the mold is less curvy than normally is for the D-Ark, because normally they make it slightly curvier to make it easier to hold.
Mm-hmm.
And this time they've made it more prop accurate. The cards, each one gets 10 cards, and it's tailored to the character. And they actually, what's the one Japanese card? Sulka, the plastic, the rail pass one.
Oh,
I like that you think we know this stuff.
I know Dev
No,
does.
I don't know the names of Japanese rail passes.
Well, that's their example of like the material and width of the cards, where they're not just cardboard; they're like actual like plastic. And
yeah, but it's like slightly thinner than like a
yes,
credit card.
but are you ready?
Yeah, yeah.
So each of these are about $150. Are you ready for the ultimate dickish thing? Take a guess. They come with different cards, you know. Each one has the programming for each card.
Oh. Oh.
Yes, they
You buy all of them.
Yes, they clarify that in Mon memo last night. That each one, if you buy one, that's the package for that character. But it goes, well, what if you buy Takato and Ruki and you slash one of the Ruki cards? It does work, and the programming's there.
But would it be like Ruki doing it, or would it be Takato doing it if you didn't?
They don't quite clarify. It comes across as that it would be Takato. Let me see if I can find the actual wording. The cards.
I'd be skeptical.
Okay. And this, I didn't like do my fancy attempt at translating. This is just like the raw machine translation from the site. I think everyone is interested, but can the card attached to the D-Ark version Takato be used for Ruki? Regarding that question, of course you can use it. Voices and animation that are recognized individually and can only be played using that card will play. Therefore, the more types of cards you have, the more you can play. To me, that says it will be as if that character's doing it on the D-Ark.
How did they swing that?
What do you mean?
I don't know how
punish me specifically financially.
They had the character reading for 30 cards or whatever. I'm sure there's some overlap, but
remember, all the prior CSAs had new audio. It wasn't the only time it used pre-recorded stuff was when they were doing specific stuff from the show, or in the case of people who were just Taichi and Sora for the 99 one used recordings from the PSP game because they were clean audio.
Sure.
So I would assume that, because really you can get everyone except Renamon pretty easily. And if it's one day, they might be able to convince her to come back. If it's not, in and out,
right.
Because her thing is, yeah. So that may be possible. They don't clarify that. Minus that it is the name on it is her. So it's either archival audio or who knows. Yeah. So I would assume there will be new audio, and they just had them record for each one. And I'm sorry that here's the thing. If you look at the price is very much a lot. And we also know what this is compared to other ones, and whatever. It is what it is. Doing that feels purposely dickish, though.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
See, earlier I told Dev, hey, Dev, I'm going to get my order, and you want anything? She's like, no, I need to think about it. Think about which one I want. Good luck with that, Dev.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the other interesting thing is it smells a little doing this for one reason. Does anyone get the significant feeling that the reason why they would do this for Tamers First is they're seeing how it's received for when they do it for the O2 movie?
Oh, ouch.
Because the thing about the O2 movie is, this is the first time they've done multiple CSAs at the same time. At least they did 2 for the Tri D3s, and that was it. They've never done more than 1 at a time that I can think of. And they're testing 3. One wonders, do you think they could get away with 6?
That's...
So here's what I think you do. Let's go ahead and assume that the movie is going to follow all 6 of them. There's no guarantee of that, but it feels like a fair thing, correct?
I feel like all 6 of them will be in the movie.
Yeah, but I feel like they'll
So-
just do
so-
Ken and Daisuke.
so-
I feel like it's going to be
Yeah.
Daisuke and Ken primarily.
I think you mean.
Maybe
I
Miko
think
and
you.
Iori,
I think you mean Daisuke, Ken, and Taichi. So here's what I think they'll do. Before it comes out in theaters, it'll be something like Daisuke, Hikari, and Iori. And then when home video comes out, Ken, Takeru, Miyako. I think you only do 3 at a time.
Yeah, because like, who really has enough money to drop that much on 6?
I'm sorry, Miss. How's the Omegamon Diablomon statue ready for? How much was that?
390-ish, I think. I don't remember. I'm still waiting for it.
Yeah, see, that's buying 3 of these, and
Oh, yes,
then
it's one giant sexy statue.
yeah, and this is 3 things you'll put on a shelf.
and these don't the 02
Oh,
ones
on a
don't
shelf,
have,
you know damn well I'm gonna be playing with this thing.
yeah, the 02
I'm
ones
gonna
at least don't have cards attached to them.
Yeah, see, they can actually get the price down slightly. I feel like though. Oh no! Oh, I feel bad now. I just thought of something. If you do it for the D3s, no. You can do joggers the NFC, but you could also sell little Digimentals with NFC in it.
Oh God!
Motherfucker!
Oh no!
And you put the D3 on top of the Digimental, and then you get the scream of Digimental up. Like,
oh my God!
What if they also sold like little minifigures?
If they're
with
smart,
the
if they're smart,
Digimentals?
they do the Digimentals for like all of the combinations, including the ones that weren't on the show.
No, but you can
And
do.
just
But here's
have-
the thing: you just have to have the actors yell. You just have to have the
Yeah.
actors yell the name and fold in the voices. You can 100% do that because here's the thing: they didn't decide to put NFC in this as a one-off, like making sure that
Right,
worked.
yeah.
So I'm sitting here thinking, like, okay, for adventure, you could have a Digivice and a box of fancy crests, and you put the crest on the Digivice.
Just give us our damn Digimon amiibo already.
I mean
that's kind of what they're doing.
That's what the cards are. That's what these cards are. They're literally amiibo. They're NFC cards. They make amiibo cards. Oh man, here's the thing. Do I expect them to do stuff like Digimentals? No. It would not shock me.
They're gonna do something.
Yeah. So Dev, how many are you going to buy?
I, at the very least, am definitely getting Rookie, but I don't know, I'll have to draw a lot of terrible, terrible things.
I already pre-ordered all 3 and I had a coupon.
Ouch.
Yeah, see, for me, these are going to be like shelf pieces that I'll play with a bit, and then who knows?
Okay, I basically used to run around in the woods with a bandana and my D-Ark toy when I was like 12 years old, and no one could stop me. So.
Which color D-Ark was it?
It was the blue one.
Ah, well, at least that means that if you get just one, you'll be able to do that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it really does feel like these are the prototypes for stuff they're going to do for the movie. Because
I can imagine them, if this sells relatively well, maybe some further down the line they might do the Ultimate D-Ark just as a fuck you.
Oh no, that could very well be if this does well in 6 months they'll do it. But what I think people want to see, honestly, wouldn't you like to see the Frontier Digivice with this? It comes with
this would be good for Frontier.
Where it comes with like a little handheld
spirits.
Yeah. Or no, not the spirit, the I don't remember what the fucking things are called. Where they like have the energy things around their hand.
Oh yeah, the Digicode.
Yeah, have like a Digicode thing that you hold on to and it makes like a ring around your hand and you slash it past the Digivice.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That sounds too fun for them to do though. But don't
Well,
worry.
that and the Japanese V-Pet was a functional, like, barcode scanner, and that's how you encountered enemies. You just scan random barcodes.
True.
That was back in 2002.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see where this stuff goes once they've made it. Because, like, the shell's specific to this. But the actual, like, underlying shit they've put together, you can make that work for a lot of other Digimon stuff. Would be interesting to see. One thing, before we move on, I will give them credit for, the paint application.
Does look good.
They better look this nice, because that's like the one place where it feels like they can fuck up, because this looks so nice. Like the blue, or like how...
It looks like almost pearlescent.
Yes, or like how in the size comparison they didn't do a Genra one last time, so they have it sitting next to the Takata one. But yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes, because I don't know, it looks nice. So, and then we got Card Hell.
Card Hell.
Fujinmon, Raijinmon, Sujinmon, and Raidenmon. That's some referencing there. From a game most people have not played. But man, like, cards look nice. Even Hangyomon gets like a really nice looking card. And we get like a weird theme of underwater stuff this time. But it's just fun.
It is a fish.
Rise Greymon X, Piranhamon. And hey, aren't we all surprised by Omegamon Merciful Mode?
I was not expecting this whatsoever.
I really do like that, like, all that sideways look they're doing to some of the higher level Digimon in the set. I really like that look to it. It looks nice.
It's a nice look overall. I don't know if it works quite as well for Merciful Mode, but in general, I approve.
And one of the ones I really like is Pangeamon X, because it appears that it's his profile art from a different angle. And we occasionally get one of these where it feels like it's a redraw of the profile art. So I just think that's kind of neat. And then the best card, Poyoyomon.
It's so cute.
In my head, I'm counting if I did the right number of yos.
No, you were good.
Yeah.
Puyoyo. You almost have to say that in a cutesy voice.
Puyoyo.
Yeah.
I think
really. You kind of want to Kirby it up in that.
No, here's what you need to do. You need to upset people by changing the name for the dub to Mean Beanmon. Dev's
I think one of the Mamemon variants is a better use of that.
Oh, the claw one?
Yeah.
Then we get Baihuman and Congo. I will say that Baihuman card. That is a really nicely detailed card.
Yes.
It's so fluffy.
Yeah.
It's so fluffy, and yet you can tell it'll destroy you.
Then we get the clean packaging for Booster Set 9, which we've already seen, but we get nicer. Then we get the promo pack for the 2nd anniversary. 4 of the choices, maybe 5 of the choices feel super obvious for this type of thing. Like Alteris mode, Sagittarius mode, Boutmon makes sense, Wizardmon makes sense. For some reason, Okuwamon feels like it makes sense, and then Deltamon's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's like, it's weird. I don't know why Okuwamon feels like it works here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would expect it to be like Hercules Kabuterimon. But it does feel like it works in that setup. So that will be out soon. Fun Digica showed off some online matches. And then, hey, look! We're basically in February, and the 3rd poll begins.
Here we go again.
Oh, it's hard to pick one to choose in this one, because, like, there's 2 that I like.
So this is one where, since it's one vote, the votes can be wild. So I'm like mentally scrolling through them, and I'm like, okay, that Gamamon obviously could rank high.
Mm-hmm.
Black Tailmon Oovers probably going to be pretty high
Abatomon
too.
Core.
Yeah.
Yeah. Angoramon, Jellymon, Shoutmon, Cross 7 Superior Mode.
There's a lot of contenders here.
I think the wild card is Nene.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nene, Shademon Nene is gonna get a couple, or Luminamon Nene is gonna get a few votes.
But I feel like okay, because this is one that's only one vote, assuming I'm not misremembering. It feels like maybe not first place, but ranking high is going to be Uber.
I think Uber's going to be fine.
Yes. I feel like Uber, Jellymon, Cross 7, Nene, and Gamamon are all fine. And Goramon feels like more of a wild card. I could easily see him not getting voted for since you can only vote once.
Honestly, I think this is Gamamon's to lose, but I've been wrong before.
See, the problem with Gamamon is I just keep going, but Uber's right fucking there.
Yeah, I think Gamamon's beating Uber.
The problem is
it really depends on like who's voting.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is as far as we know, these are relatively low vote ones from hardcore fans, basically thinking they're making a point.
I mean, if that's the case, it's going to be Gardramon Gold, but...
Jesus Christ.
No, except here's the thing. Everyone universally hates that art so much that there's only one person who can win. The hero of all. Pile
Volcamon?
I couldn't even get through that without laughing. So we'll see where that goes. And then Digimon profile went over the D Brigade. The social cell art's good. The end of the profile suggesting that someone's about to kill Agumon Hakase is hilarious.
Nisei ordered a hit on him.
What number are they at?
Exactly. Because this is 25. It is such nice art, though. And then a handful of product updates. Shoto Wave 2 in the US will be Omegamon and Magna Angemon. Oddly, they did not change Omegamon's name, but they actually changed the branding. They aren't using the legacy English logo. They're using the English 2020 logo this now.
Yeah.
I did actually see my local GameStop stocking the first wave of them.
Yeah, no.
I
bought one of them in the store.
Yeah, I assume a lot of those are bought. Well, no, you bought Lilymon though.
Oh yeah.
Lilymon's the ones that Blue. I can never remember the company's name. Bluefin. Yeah, that Bluefin's that Bluefin's importing as a Digimon licensee. These are actually like newly done for the West. Yeah, like they're not in pieces. They come with like more action figure style box.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. They're waiting to have Wave 3 be like the other four. Like, fine, here are the rest.
It's dropping the pic I took the other day in the chat.
Yeah, and then and then the fourth, the Digimon set has shown up at Premium Bandai USA finally. It really feels weird that they did number 3 separately.
Yeah, because like if they're gonna do it eventually, why not just?
Well, the dates are even the same. It's almost like they meant to put it up and just didn't. That poor War Greymon in that image you sent, Dev. He clearly does not like the GameStop sticker being there. He looks upset. And then the Otodama poll, part 2 results for the armor ones.
Only one of them surprised me.
So it surprised me. It surprised me until I thought about it. So let's go over it first. The winners were. Wow, I just realized in the article I did not write their names in order to the winner.
No.
Lydramon.
That threw me off. I was looking at that. I'm like, Wholesomon did.
Yeah. Because I think what probably happened was I probably meant to put them underneath and then I just didn't because it was what fucking time was this?
Yeah.
This was
probably like balls in the morning.
Yeah. When I'm actually looking at the 3 that won, I'm like, oh, that actually makes that's what we expected, basically, more or less.
Oh, okay. I see what happened. This was like 5 minutes after we finished the podcast last time. Okay, so we get Lydramon, Magnemon, Flydramon. The results seem off until you think about it. Each person can vote for 3. And what did we say the top 2 that people were going to choose would be?
Magnemon and Flydramon.
We said Magnemon and Flydramon.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So people have to choose between those 2, and then they're not going to vote for the other one because they want that one to win. So their second choice is then going to be a random choice like Wholesamon or Shurimon or Samarimon. Then the third choice is, well, I don't want that other one to win, but I would like Lydramon also. So everyone voting for, many people voting for one or the other aren't voting for the other one because they want to make sure the one wins, but they're still voting for Lydramon because Lydramon's not going to win.
It's a crazy amount of gamesmanship for a poll that had 300 votes, less than 300 votes for the winner.
Exactly. Poor Shurimon. I'll be honest, I did not.
I think we all said Shurimon would be last.
No, yeah. see, I didn't expect Shurimon to win. I didn't expect Shurimon to be last.
That would be my guess.
Because Shurimon's one of those stupid designs that I really wanted to see what it would be.
I'm disappointed people didn't see the potential with Samarimon, though.
Oh no, Samarimon, like, I'm actually shocked Samarimon's like third last, isn't it?
We want to say Samarimon tanked.
But yeah, just based on the potential of the design, Samarimon should have won. Although I wonder if that's not a reason why it would lose. Is a lot of these are like, oh, I'm not going to buy them, but I would like to see what it will look like.
Yeah, I think the reason it didn't do so well is don't overthink it. It's because nobody cares about Iori.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, fair.
Yeah. But of course, fourth place is actually exactly who we all expected might sneak into the top 3.
Yeah.
Pegasus.
Yeah, our top 4 was... Yep. Yeah, we had never had any doubts about who the top 4 would be.
Yeah.
Really.
So we will see those coming soon, and they tease that part 3 will be coming soon. And then, hey Dev, Precious Gem Garurumon battle version. So first off, you guys can tell me, maybe I'm 100% wrong. We have not seen this before, correct? We saw the silhouette.
Right. They just showed a shadow a couple of months, like 2 months ago.
Okay, because in the article I wrote, like, this is the first time we've seen it, or something along those lines, and people said, no, we've seen it before. And I'm like, I don't think we have.
No, they only showed the silhouette.
Okay, that's what I thought. So figure is very gorgeous. I have some issues with it. The first one is I'm not sure, now that we've seen it, if I would call this battle version. It's more like posing on top of a mountain. Like
I guess they wanted it to sound more intimidating.
Yeah. So, no date or price yet, but it's a big one, and Dev's going to buy it.
Absolutely. I want to get one of those little those full moon wall lamps.
Yeah, you were telling me about, like, the dedicated setup for it. It sounds neat. Dev, how much do you think this is going to be? I'm going to say $250 to $300.
I was guessing about $350 just from the size alone.
Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I saw people guessing $1,000, and I don't know why.
Did they think it was as big as that giant one from China that was like a huge?
No. There has been $1,000 precious gem. The fox from Naruto.
Okay, well
that was fucking giant.
Larger than a small child.
Yes, that was like literally smaller. That was literally larger than a child, like 100%. But yeah, so we will see more of this. It feels like we'll see it soon. But hey, another one. Which it's always nice when we get like from 0 to 100. So the 2022 version of Yamato and Gabumon. This is in the style of the Taichi and Agumon. Now, there isn't actually art this is based off of, correct?
It's just generic running.
Yeah, maybe the Blu-ray cover, but
yeah, I was gonna say it may be based on that, but it's not like the adventure one where like there's old key art
it's not
of
obvious.
that. Yeah, I think this is the Blu-ray box pose though. But instead of putting them on the field, it puts them running on the beach, which very nice figure image. It pairs together nicely, and since it's coming out,
price too.
Yeah, this is a normal gem. So about $70-ish will be out in September, and pre-orders for this are going to have to open soon for that date, like next month and a half at the most. Do you think they do all 8?
No.
No.
Do you think they get past Hikari and Takaru? Although,
No.
you know what? I'm not even sure they do those because Takaru, they're re-releasing the other one, which is kind of the same vein.
Yeah, they've kind of done stuff for them.
Yeah. Okay.
Relatively recently.
Do you think anyone from any Digimon show gets something akin to this in the next 2 years?
I want to say maybe they'll do Hero and Gamamon because that would be.
Oh, yes, that's actually a good one. Okay, any that does any from a
just for Gamamon.
Okay, let's try this again. Any from a show that is not currently on the air.
In the next couple of years, I'd say no. I think the window for maybe doing a Takato one is kind of closed.
Well, they re-released his last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they also reprinted the
Rookie
and Renamon one, and I was spamming that link to friends who didn't get it the first time around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Beelzebumon model kit's out. Cover art's very nice. Some Japanese users were very confused about why it said Beelzebumon, and that was clarified for them pretty quickly. Because Bandai has very much decided it means very much to have that English name there now. Yeah, very nice art. I think Asmaria drew it. I'm not sure I see a signature that I'm 100% sure is his, but he was retweeting the art, so. Regardless of anything else, I do love how it, 100% is the model kit. I like when they do that on toys. And then we have episode art. We have social art of a face-off between Drymon and Morisha. I don't know why I love this stupid face-off art.
It's more imposing than the actual episode was.
Yes. And then one of the video checkers for Ghost Game episode 16 did an art of Gamamon catching a fish.
Oh,
I'm so proud of him.
Which they were happy to have shared.
Good job, Gamamon.
Yeah. And normally I will try to say names. I'm not going to try to say random characters that may have meaning, but I don't know. Because if you look at that username, because I asked them, do you want the Twitter name or is there a name you'd like to be credited? And they're like, Twitter name's fine. It's like, yeah, not trying to say.
You need to be level 2 proficiency Leet Speak to pronounce that handle.
Yes. And then we have questions. You guys in the chat can throw some up. Our friend Diego sent one and was curious what we would do if we were in charge of Digimon toys and figures. We could do anything. He wanted to make sure we would get Mega Gargomon, Shine Greymon model kits, and he wanted a Leomon model kit that had extra pieces of the Beelzebumon claw.
I love that.
And here's the thing. Diego.
That's one that speaks to me.
And here's the thing, Diego. I don't consider that impossible. That could be a premium Bandai exclusive, where they make a Leomon kit, they sell it normally, and then they make a shiny version of it, where it also comes with the hand.
Can they include a distraught Jury in there too?
I mean, they did that as a gem.
Yeah.
Although I guess
do it again, but include one of the she's absolutely breaking down and in trauma.
I don't know. That's how I feel. That's how I feel looking at that Jury gem. Like that. That figure does not fucking work at all. Like, Leomon's great. The jury, like,
They just had black jury on it.
It's like this weird, like...
The jury was there, like, yep, we're gonna do this just to rub it in that Jen doesn't get one.
Yeah. And then... This is one of those where I responded back asking how old they were. Because it's one of those where it's like, man, it feels like that's a long time ago, and it was. And there could absolutely be adults who never did this. Someone wanted to know that they were mostly closed when they were a kid, and they want to know how was it, renting movies and games, just walking into an actual store to do it. And people have
some videos.
Then it was kind of annoying.
Some are, but it's not really like a thing people do anymore.
It's not a cultural touchstone the way it was
before. There is one asterisk to this, I would say, is technically speaking, it still exists with Redbox.
That's a different experience, though. That's
a
very different experience than having to go over to a shelf, pick a movie off the shelf, take it to an actual person, and have them get you the video.
Yeah. So here's the thing. It was time consuming. It was nice to like stand there and read stuff about the movies and move on.
Yeah, it's the positive experience of that is the browsing aspect. That was fun.
There was one there was
like the annoying fees and which basically just killed.
Yeah, everything else was crap, but the browsing was nice.
So there was one other positive though. You had to actually watch it.
Yes.
Like, here's the thing. If you have Netflix or Disney or Disney,
had a time window.
No, not even that. If you have Netflix or Disney Plus, you could go, what do I want to watch? And because it's all available to you, you can sit there and not end up watching anything.
Oh, yes.
In the case of a movie store, even if you went on your own, you would have shit to do. You would at some point go, this is what I'm getting.
Yeah, you're not in the comfort of your living room.
Yeah.
You are in store. You have to make your decision, and then you have to stand by it
and actually watch it.
In 3 days or whatever.
Yes.
Or your purchase has gone to waste.
Yes. So
there has been times that has happened.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It means that sometimes because like, let's say you go and you want... I'm trying to think of an example. This is not like the most stereotypical.
You know what I realized? We go to movies. We go to the movie store. We rent a movie, and we pick up like a big ass stack of VHS blanks, and then we pirate it.
What kind of idiot buys the expensive VHS tapes from the rental store?
Yeah, also, you don't do that at the same time you're renting the movie. That's a little bit of a tip-off.
Yeah.
You go to Walmart for that.
We got them next door at the grocery store.
Fair enough.
Now, the one weird thing that actually is wildly different is did you guys have a tape rewinder?
No.
No.
No, we just hit the rewind button.
My grandparents actually did.
Like Philistines.
You would put the tape in, you'd close it, and it would just wind the tape backwards, because some stores would actually try to charge you if you didn't rewind it.
I know somebody. Yeah. There's somebody I knew that had a rewinder.
Yeah.
My aunt did, because it's like, if you try and rewind on the VHS player, it'll break faster.
Oh, the tape absolutely.
I mean, yeah. And anything.
I know, like the actual VHS player would eventually die.
Any sort of operation will wear down a VHS player faster.
Yeah.
Like just turning it on will wear it out faster.
Yeah, that actually is true.
VHS players were not particularly durable.
But yeah, the one thing that would occasionally happen is you'd go, okay, it's Friday, a couple days ago, this movie came out. That is my goal. I want to see this movie this weekend. And next door to the shop is a Pizza Hut, so I'm going to go order the pizza first. It'll take 30-40 minutes.
The video stores, it's funny you mentioned that. The video stores that are still open in my area are actually connected and owned in conjunction with a pizza place.
Yeah, that happens a lot now.
Yeah. There's a chain around here called Marco's that are actually built inside video rental places.
Yeah. So you would order, you would go find it, and the movie would be gone. It would be rented. So you had to just find something. And here's the thing. if you liked anime at the time, that was great. Because most people did not give a shit. So you would find something and you'd rent it, and you might have no idea what the fuck it is, and you'd watch it. And like, there's a lot of
your place had fucking anime.
Oh yeah. It was where I watched. I randomly picked up like the first 5 episodes of like Fushigi Yugi or something at a rental place. Had no idea it was a series and not a movie.
That's on purpose. The tape.
Oh yeah, totally.
No, because rental places and stores back then would only they would count a show like a movie. So let's say they would carry 20 copies of a movie. They would only carry 20 VHS tapes for a show. So they would name them as if they were different movie volumes, because that meant they would treat them separately.
Yeah, but one time in my VHS days, I think I told the story where I randomly bought what I thought was a Slayers movie, and it was a random set of 3 episodes in the middle of Try.
Ah, man.
Those were the days.
Blockbuster I lived near had like a whole like 10 anime.
Oh, that's not that wildly odd.
That's
like
about right.
Total, but thing is, they put a very, very adult anime in the little kids cartoon section.
Also not unheard of.
No, not unheard of. But yeah, that was basically the one experience that you kind of don't have now. Is you paid the money, you had it for a few days, and you had the free time. You weren't not going to watch it. It is a little too easy now to go, well, shit, I'm not fucking watching this is terrible. I'm gonna go watch something good.
That's actually happened.
I paid for it. Might as well get my money's worth.
Yeah, that's happened to us with Redbox a couple times. We pick up a movie, watch like 5 minutes of it, and say, "No."
But that's also, but it's also like a buck, though. It's very different.
Yeah, it is. It's different, but the sentiment is sometimes similar.
Dev, you have with you one of the like stereotypical. This is random anime that would be in a rental shop, Wicked City.
Wicked City, absolutely.
Wicked City was 100% one of those titles, and 100% one of those that probably should have been in an adult section. And
and it would not be. Yeah, it's not in the adult section. That's in the general anime section.
Yeah, you would have Wicked City, Project Echo, Street Fighter 2.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. I didn't own that one. I own Project Echo and Wicked City.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. You would. See, I'm trying to think.
Dragon Half, maybe. I don't know if that was
Dragon Half. And it would be the old Saban dub of the first 13 episodes of Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And the second tape would have the Curse of the Blood Rubies movie. And many places would just have Curse of the Blood Rubies. But yeah, there's like a pattern to titles that many rental stores, they would have, let's say they had 20 tapes for anime. 10 of them would be the same in every fucking store, and 10 of them would be completely different. It's like
this random bullshit they just picked up somewhere. It's like, someone will rent this.
Oh no, it's like at a rental store. It was Goldwing. For years, I could not find what it was. It was the first thing Harmony Gold dub, a movie from Korea. But it was like anime styled.
Yeah.
To the point that anytime I would try to track it down, people are like, "You're looking for Kishan." And it's like, it is not Kishan. I'm 100%. I know what Kishan is. Kishan, Kashern, however you want to say it.
Right.
Because the problem is that I'd say, okay, the guy gets a power suit, there's a robot dog, and people go, Kishan every time. And it's like, no.
Noticing some tropes here.
Oh, there's many tropes. I'm trying to think but yeah, Dragon Half would be one of them. I'm trying to think.
There's usually a Slayers movie in there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There'd be something Slayers. Oh, what was it called? Final Fantasy Legend of the Crystals?
Later on, maybe.
No. Not
I know you're not talking about.
Unlimited.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm talking about the one from like the mid '90s, the OVA.
Oh.
You're thinking
I don't
of.
know about that one. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking of the one in between that one and Spirits Within, because there was one in between that.
I believe you're thinking of the TV show they did in like 2002.
Yes.
Which was called like Final Fantasy Unlimited. I'm talking about
Yeah.
in the 90s, there was an actual like Final Fantasy OVA, and it's completely vanished from existence, basically.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, the rental stores were very fucking weird at the time.
I mean, purchasing anime in general
and
was...
Cootie's correct. It wouldn't always be in the anime section. You would always find a Transformers tape from FHE. That is a brand that's completely gone. You would find a Transformers tape from FHE and a Ninja Turtle tape, and they would be in the anime section by accident. And and you'd rent that, and you'd get the logo with the crayon and the noise.
Yep. I used to watch The Little Fox from them.
Yeah. Then someone wants to know, with the new D-Ark prop, a lot of people mention not getting the last Digivice D-Ark. What Digimon thing did you not get that you wish they'd do again, and why didn't you get it?
I don't know. I have trouble answering this one because like there's always stuff that I kind of wish I felt like importing, but also I don't regret having some restraint about this.
Yeah.
But also usually the answer is money.
Yeah, like it would either be something where I went, okay, I don't want it, like, and I might go, maybe I do, but not really, or it was something when I just 100% did not have the money and no fucking choice there.
I mean, the thing is, when I'm not at a convention in an exhibit hall, I'm a bit of a miser when it comes to stuff like this.
Well, it's easier when you're not standing there. You're like, it's right fucking there, man.
Oh, yeah, no, when I'm in an exhibit hall, don't totally unload, but yeah, if it's on my computer, I'm able to hold back really easily.
It's like the worst situation to be at in a convention is to go in Artist Alley to have the time to walk around and go, art of character X, and it looks nice, and it's not a character who normally gets art.
Oh yeah, no, that's
in
those cases, no, by all means, take my money.
Much of that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. That's dangerous.
But it's like I'm not even like I just do a complete flip when I'm in an exhibit hall. It's like, okay, this looks cool, I'm gonna get it. Like I don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm supporting independent artists, and also I cosplay.
So I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what thing did I not get that I wish they would do again. I don't know, because I'm sure there's something. It'd probably be something stupid.
Well, I kind of wish I'd gotten the 15th anniversary D-Ark, but I was broke as shit, and now they have a more expensive one, and I'm like, fuck it.
I know what I would get, because this is very old, and you can still find it, so it's not worth getting. The Evolution toy for Paildramon from Japan. The one where you actually had XVmon and Stingmon separate figures, and they actually like combined.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
Okay, one sec. Let me see if I can find the pictures. Because the US one was one figure. Let's see. Jogress figure. Okay, good enough images. One second.
Actually, I can think of something. Probably the I only saw them once in a family toy warehouse. If you've ever seen that chain of store of the what do you call it? The
never heard of that chain, to be honest. Oh, yeah, D-Reel.
Yeah, those for the
which one?
Terriermon's line.
Those were not. Those would be like the equivalent of the fig arts now, although these weren't quite as nice. Terriermon's line. Yeah, I forgot a lot of the Tamers ones, because that line it didn't start with Tamers, but it came out mostly there.
Yeah.
The three
And some of them were like only US or Bandai Asia releases.
I'm trying to think which ones were. I think some of the recolors were, but I think every mold actually came out. But the main thing I remember about those was for the Tamer leads, they did every form except the child form, I think.
Yep.
And yeah, those were very nice.
I never got all of them. But I was a small child and broke his shit and
yeah. Well, as a small child, you don't even get the choice.
so I'd have like a very small allowance, but
Yeah.
you know.
But that's what I mean. You don't have the choice there. Then someone wants to know, what old games do you want a new sequel of?
Cave Story?
Old games do I want a sequel? I don't know. I didn't see this question when I missed this one. It's like I should have thought about this one.
All the fucking
See,
Metroidvanias.
I'm trying not to give an answer that a trailer popped up today because it'd be too easy. Because it wasn't announced today, but they finally did an English trailer for a new Pocky and Rocky.
Oh wow!
Never played any of that.
Very good, like shooters, but like with much of the original team working on it. It's actually funny because last night I was actually looking at an old game series I used to play that still comes out, and I'm like, man, there's no fucking way I'm getting into this. This is not for me anymore. Dead or Alive. Because game one,
the
fun.
volleyball one?
No. The actual like fighting game series that the volleyball game spun out of.
Oh, okay.
So here's the weird thing about Dead or Alive. Game one was okay. Game two was very good. Like game two's been remade like 8 times in the 2 years after it came out because it was so good. They put that version on you can buy it digitally on Xbox, but it runs it with native rendering at 4K. And that made me like positive nostalgic, like, man, I wonder where Dead or Alive is as a series now. And I looked and I'm like, because the creator left after he had some issues with not getting paid. And it's like, I wonder if the series has stood up to his strange like things with him gone. And I'm pulling up the 6th game on Steam and sending you guys a link. And please scroll down a bit and expand the DLC section, because you'll think it's a joke if I tell you.
What? What the fuck?
Yes.
What the fuck? Is this like some Sims bullshit?
So it looks like what they did was they do a free version where you only get like 4 characters and then you can buy the characters. And then they just do endless fucking costumes.
Yeah.
But
endless
but even like the character passes are expensive. So like I was like, man, I wonder how the series is going now. It's like, man, Dead or Alive just completely fucking went off the rails. And here's the thing. The weird thing about the volleyball one, we all know why they made the volleyball one, because fan service sells.
Yes.
Dev, did you ever play that?
No, I
can't.
got really confused when I worked at GameStop, and it's like, oh, Dead or Alive, this sounds like some sort of hardcore shooting game. And it's like, oh, it's
So
volleyball.
here's the weird thing. I can't speak to 2 and 3. The first one was actually a really fucking good volleyball game. Like if you look at reviews, they'll be like, yeah, it was the first one. They did more. I never played those ones, but the first one was actually a well-regarded volleyball game, and that is the most cartoonishly funny thing possible. Like if scroll down and look at the scores and the reception for Wikipedia, it's like the game's actually solid, and that shocked the hell out of everyone.
Wow.
Like part of the
review came here for like zero standards and titties. Like, oh, you made like
but in the reception section, it actually says a quote from review: "The sharp graphics and advanced jiggle physics will no doubt prick the interest of lonely gamers, but surprisingly, the game's volleyball action is pretty solid, and that's the most impressive thing." Right. Entertainment Weekly gave it a B. Because it was 100%, like we all know why they made the game. It was fan service, but they actually made a good volleyball game, which is cartoonishly hilarious to me.
That is funny.
And my understanding is the other ones did not do that. The other ones were just fan service nonsense.
The other ones were what you would expect.
Yes. Like the first one, they made a good volleyball game, it's sort of like Rockstar, the guys who make Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
The game they made to test their new engine, it was called like Rockstar Ping Pong. And it's just like the greatest ping pong video game ever.
Good ping pong?
Yes,
oh
it's like the greatest ping pong. It's just ping pong and nothing else. People thought it was gonna be a joke. So I would like a Dead or Alive that actually like I would want to buy. Because here's the thing. Even if it's like, well, those are just costumes, it doesn't matter. I don't want to fucking deal with a list that's literally 460 things long to figure out if I've actually bought all the gameplay things.
Is there a good like beach volleyball game out there? Like whether it's like licensed
No,
with
it is that.
Or yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, shouldn't they just make a good beach volleyball game?
That's the weird thing. Is I think someone told me that 2 was volleyball game, but then 3 doesn't even have volleyball.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, just do a straight up volleyball game. I mean, the sport itself is half fan service anyway.
Volleyball video. I don't know. Is there actually a decent volleyball video game nowadays?
Yeah, it's like I'm just like
I actually fucking hate volleyball so much.
Oh, I'm just like it's a legitimate sport, and there are legitimate stars in this sport. Like I just wonder if there's an actual.
There are volleyball games. None looks notable.
Okay.
Outside of a few, like volleyball is in various Mario Olympic games.
Yeah, I'm not talking.
The last notable volleyball game that I can find, and remember, I'm not like a volleyball person, so it's possible I'm missing something, appears to be a PSP version of Dead or Alive Extreme.
Oh, okay. I think we found a niche here that we need to tap into.
Oh, it's the first one after the creator left and everyone fucking hated it.
Okay, so programmers.
Okay.
Make a beach volleyball game. The level of fan service is
okay.
Up to you.
Oh my!
Make a beach volleyball game.
The ESRB rating was deemed to be. They rewrote the ESRB rating.
Oh my god.
The ESRB rating originally referred to the game as creepy voyeurism, bizarre, misguided notions of what women want, and was later rewritten claiming it was posted in error with subjective language that should not have been there.
That sounds right.
Yeah. But yeah, it is very weird because here's the thing. Even the fighting games for Dead or Alive, it is 100% fan service stuff, but they were actually good games at one point.
Right.
I'm not saying like they're great, but number 2 was actually a really fun game to play with friends. It was a fun fighting game. And then I played through and I went, this isn't bad. I like the characters. I like the story. The game has added too much and I'm done. And then I checked in with 5 and they started adding a lot of DLC. I'm like, yeah, I'm not coming back. And then like finding out like the best version of 2 had been re-released and like, it ran really well. I'm like, you know what? I want to see how it's going. And it's like, because you guys didn't see the list, it's like 460 DLC items, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's
insane, and also yet exactly what I would expect.
No, exactly. But like, if I had said there's hundreds of DLC and it's hundreds or thousands of dollars to buy, you'd think I was being like hyperbolic, and that's why I had to send you the link. And the last question is, what Digivice would you buy a Super CSA? I feel like we accidentally answered this earlier.
Yeah, kind of.
Basically,
this one or Frontier.
Yeah.
I would also definitely shamelessly get a crossloader.
I'd stick with Tamers or Frontier.
See, the problem is I'm trying to think like for a crossloader, it feels like it wouldn't be as fun because that's one where you almost getting the chips is almost too limited. Because you'd have to do the chips, or you'd have to do the music thing. What was that system called? The
Digimelody.
Yes, it'd be too much to make sure, and
Yeah.
or they wouldn't.
But I would definitely shit a brick and spend a stupid amount of money on Nene's crossloader.
That's fair.
Nene's actual crossloader, or like the evil one? Because she never had an evil one, right?
I have a preference for the evil one, honestly.
The one with like the claws and everything, the teeth.
No, not the darkness loader. Just like the basic black version before it changed to purple.
Yeah.
Okay. See, if they did it, that's where you do the 3 of them, and then that would be the 4th one. Was the black crossloader.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shut up and take my money.
I'm sorry. Corielu says there was a Clonona beach volleyball game. 1 second.
The little bunny looking thing with the.
Oh my God, there was. I remember this. I forgot this existed. There was. Oh my God, that's.
I just Googled it.
I 100% forgot this existed until I saw the cover art, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure a friend imported the Japanese version because they love Klonoa.
That's very cute. It's also like PlayStation 1 though, so
yes,
it's up there in years.
No, but yeah, volleyball just hasn't gone in game. It's odd. I think what happened is because you can't really tell people, oh, Dead or Alive is actually a good volleyball game. It doesn't work.
Well, I think they should do one that's not branded Dead or Alive.
Team Ninja does too much nowadays. I don't think they would. I don't think they'd go back to that. Like, they ported their Ninja Gaiden games. They did Neo 2. They're working on that new Final Fantasy game that looks fucking stupid, at least to me. I know a lot of people. What Stranger of Paradise, where it's like a pseudo remake of the first game, but like everyone has cell phones, and it's like weird looking. They do too much. I don't think they are going back to volleyball, especially since like I said, I only played the first one. I know the others were not well regarded, though. I think the shine's off that apple. So, but you are right. They should do a volleyball game that is not skeevy.
I mean, the level of skeeviness is up to them. I'm just saying that there's a market here. Like, if they want to make it a little skeevy, that's their choice.
Well, here's the thing. Dead or Alive 2 was from the original Xbox, and that's actually what's running on the new ones. It's not, like, ported.
I'm just saying, is like in volleyball, you're allowed to get a little skeevy.
Well, see, now I'm sitting here going... now I'm sitting here going, I didn't actually look. The other one may actually be on Xbox now. Because I didn't look. I just saw that Dead or Alive 2 is there. It's like, oh, man, Dead or Alive 2, that was great. I wonder, oh, damn it looks terrible. And then that was it. AR.
Anyway, are we done with our volleyball?
Well, because here's the problem is
podcast.
That's the weird thing is like I actually could imagine a good modern volleyball game.
Absolutely.
Skeevy or not.
Skeevy or not.
But the problem is I don't think anyone will make it because I don't think you can get past the idea of it being skeevy. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think to make it and to sell it, you have to lean into it. And I think outside of something like Dead or Alive, no one's going to be interested in making it. And they've burned the bridge for that franchise in doing it. Because they did like...
I don't know. What are the Senran Kagura people up to?
I think... No, that guy quit too.
Oh, God.
The guy who wrote the letter that came with the game that everyone knows, the guy who was in charge, he left. The franchise still goes, but that guy actually left. The guy who was like, the franchise is never going to tone down. This is what it is. And then he wrote that letter that came with the game that everyone took photos of, and it was like, I don't remember what the letter said. 1 second. Senran Kagura letter. I need to pull that up because that was the most hilarious thing ever.
I'm gonna start my outro because
no.
We've gone in a very weird place.
I'm pasting the text of that letter. That was included with games when you bought it.
Oh no.
That is 100% real text that came with video games. It came with a letter from him.
Oh.
So my Tumblr is firstagent.tumblr.com. My Twitter is firstagentarp.
Dev, would you like to read the last line from that letter? It's up to you. You don't have to. I'm just laughing.
It's our life. Ass's hometown.
He wrote... Just that's fucking real, and that's the most hilarious fucking thing. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, I found the letter. I found a picture of the letter. It was in the US versions.
The right boobage producer.
I want that embroidered on my wall or something.
Dev,
what it reminds me of is the Norio Wakamoto doing the speech from Code Geass.
And here's the thing, I 100% was unaware that they had done a second letter, and he ended it with the same fucking line. I didn't know there were two of them. Oh, fuck. Dev, what Wikimon article would you like people to read?
I regret bringing that up.
You know what? Go to Lilithmon so you can see some tits.
There you go.
Yeah, we will... We will catch you guys next time. Probably not talking about Dead or Alive or volleyball. Possibly still talking about the D-Ark, though, because I think it said they were going to do weekly Mon memos for a couple months, showing off stuff from it. So we will have the D-Ark to talk about, but not volleyball or Dead or Alive.
I mean, we'll probably talk about tits, too, but that's just me.
We will catch you guys next time. Bye.
I'm sorry.
Hey, it's your fault for bringing up Senran Kagura.
I know, that's why I'm apologizing.
Okay, bye. You guys can say bye too.
I said I'm sorry. That's the
okay. Dev, say goodbye or something else, and then we can leave.